Hey guys, thank you for coming back to MediaBite, I really appreciate it. This is one of my favorite things in the whole world, getting to create videos and things for you guys. So being able to do this is one of my favorite things in the whole world, so again, thank you. I was a little hesitant when I initially saw the trailer for Twisters. I was also a little hesitant when I saw the Twisters trailer for the 14th time. But eventually, the time came when the movie was released and I was also hesitant going into actually seeing the film. However, somehow, this movie completely blew away my expectations. I won't go and say that this film is the best film of the decade or even of the year, however, I will say that this film was absolutely worth seeing. And I honestly can't recommend that we try to get more movies like this into the theater. Something I've greatly missed since I got older. These types of movies stopped existing for the most part since I got of age to kind of know what I'm talking about. I know disaster films do exist, but they were not very prevalent and not very loved. But the disaster films of the late 90s and the early 2000s almost stopped existing, and those types of films, I think personally, are the only thing that was forced movie theaters to stop the comic book movies from overrunning those theaters. I don't hate comic book movies, I just like being able to watch multiple different things and kind of other types of films inside a movie theater. Looking toward the plot of this movie, I think they really nailed the head on the plot by making it its own completely separate thing, and nobody was like a weird distant relative of someone from the original film or anything like that. It honestly feels like this movie was a different movie initially until they were able to get the name Twisters for the IP rights. It follows a very intelligent woman who has an instinct to track storms and where that takes her. I think the main actress in this film, Daisy Edgar Jones, does a great job for 99% of the time. But occasionally she has a line or two that the delivery really fell off. I would say that everyone else was great, and I think contrary to what you see online, I don't think Glen Powell steals the show in this film, because it absolutely feels like this story was written for the way it played out on screen. I do believe Glen Powell his character was made to be the secondary main character. I think the scenes with the tornadoes look really realistic, and none of it seems overly done or anything like that. Another thing I thought was really interesting was how well done the sound design for the Twisters really was in this film. It's one of those really underrated things you don't think about, but it's hard to describe what gets missed when the film doesn't have great sound design. These are just some quick thoughts about Twisters and what I sort of thought about the film. What'd you think about it? Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about Twisters and this video. If you want to follow us on anything, click the link tree down below, and that's it. So don't get caught up in a tornado, or if you want to, I guess you can, because it's the point of this movie. If you want to get caught up in a tornado, I guess you can. Just be safe about it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.